We need to talk about this. Let me tell you. So look, there are so many people who talk about the Housewives at all kinds of depth and all kinds of thought, and they are historians when it comes to the canon, you know, but I have something to say, and this is just going to be a quick video where I'm just going to use some of our housewives to make a point, to teach a lesson of sorts, just to help us evolve and get better as humans. If that sounds interesting to you, please keep watching. And let me intro this by telling you my name. My name is Ashley. Let me say that more seriously. My name is Ashley, and I am a licensed therapist in Salt Lake City. And I like to break down TV characters, break them down. That sounds not great. I like to, unpack what we're seeing in these characters on TV. Now look, our housewives characters, I like to think of them as such. So anyway, we're seeing edited versions of them. I know that, but we don't have all the story, but we kind of do. We have all we need. Okay. So in this, what I'm showing you is Heather Gay from the Salt Lake Real Housewives franchise. And this will really probably be more interesting to you if you watch that show, but there's still a good lesson in here, even if you don't, but up to you. So, of course, I live in Salt Lake, so I do feel personally connected to what's happening. But besides that, it's interesting what's happening. So in this, what I'm showing you, it's Heather on Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen, and they play a game, fun game, about like, can you defend her? Talking about Jen Shah, who has been and was arrested for fraudulent activity and, defrauding some very vulnerable populations. And it's problematic and horrifying. So it's like kind of like they're seeing if they're gonna get Heather to crack. And they don't. They don't get Heather to crack. So let's watch a little bit.
Can you defend her? Can you defend Jen's dramatic reaction at Sharif's birthday party?
I mean, I can, because you know what? Bring it, Jen.
I can't actually hear if she's saying can or can't, but Jen's reaction in that moment was beyond inappropriate. It was not okay. It was scary. It was horrible. It was toxic. It was all the things, all the words one might come up with. Let's keep going before I say more.
Can you defend Jen choosing to buy friendship necklaces for the group that cost her over $3,000 a piece?
Yes.
These friendship gifts that cost a lot, I don't give a shit. Like, who cares? Like, if that's how Jen wants to spend her money, that's how Jen wants to spend her money. Her fraudulent money. But nonetheless, if that's how she wants to spend it, then okay. So I'm with Heather there.
Can you defend Jen telling the group that Sharif had internal bleeding when she was trying to leave the beauty?
I don't think any of us know what we would say in that type of situation. So absolutely.
I also agree here because truly we don't know what we would do when we realized we were caught in our fraudulent activity. We don't know what we would do.
Can you defend Jen hand feeding Stuart a banana?
So I would hand feed Stuart a banana.
Right now, Heather keeps doing this thing of like, well, we don't know what we would do, or I would do that too. But actually, that's not true. She wouldn't do that. She wouldn't feed Stu. Like, what we know about Heather at this point, she wouldn't do that because it is a weird boundary to cross, and she wouldn't do it. And she's not in the same frame of mind as Jen. So it's just continuously unfair to say this.
Defend Jen in the leaked audio of her verbally assaulting an ex-employee.
She claims it was a setup.
This one is the one that gets me. I do not like this at all. Like, I know that Heather's on TV and she's gonna try and have her friends back when she's on TV and all these people are watching. Fine, but but it's still the sentiment of it where she feels she has to do that for her friend that concerns me. Because, and this is the point I want to make overall, And let me see if there's anything else first before I go into
Defend
that.
Jen's explanation that she wasn't the one who was running her social media.
Absolutely, yeah, because I mean, they delegate a lot of stuff out, these housewives.
Jen calling you Shrek.
Yeah, I think Shrek's
Hell no,
I think
no,
Shrek's the who gives a shit, honestly. My friends can come at me. That's like,
No. No. This is not how friendships work. Not sustainable friendships. This is why I have a problem with this, is because it can, like, friendships in, let me adjust, because I'm really getting into it. Friendships should not require you to negate your own mind and your own perspective in order to keep the relationship intact and in order to protect the other person. It should not require that of you. If it does, you're heading down a road where you will lose yourself entirely in it. And you won't see it, but little by little, you'll suddenly be gone. And so I wanted to say this about friendships, about relationships, about partnerships, whatever. If you feel like you have to give up your own mind in order to not threaten the other person or to keep them happy or to keep the relationship going, that's not really a relationship. Notice all the times where you silence yourself. Now, I think for Heather, that Heather probably does say what she wants to say to Jen in private. And so, okay, I will grant her that. I think she might do a fair amount of that. But the fact that the friendship demands of her that she completely be on Jen's side in public and not have a real opinion about it, and to accept poor treatment like being called Shrek, we all know that was a fucking insult. We all know that was a crazy insult. So for her to laugh it off and talk and say her friends can come at her, yeah, I can see how that sounds good, but that's really not sustainable. Your friends need to know, they need to think before they talk to you, and vice versa. And so what I say Heather is taking here is a mother stance with Jen and not a friend stance. But Heather is not her mother. She doesn't need to act like her mother. Yes, if you're a mother, you have to accept that your kids can come at you with all kinds of stuff, and you have to figure out a way to manage that and deal with that and use it. And just get through it. But not a friendship, not people you choose to be around. You can have boundaries for yourself about how you're treated. You don't have to say, no, that's fine. And what Heather will also say is that she has said something like this in the last season, that Jen fills up her friendship cup kind of thing. She did not use those words, but it was something along those lines. And I think, okay, that's interesting, because what it does, I think Jen demands so much in relationship with anyone that she's close with, that it makes Heather feel useful. It makes her feel wanted, and she's getting filled up, but soon enough, she'll be replaced by Jen inside and won't have a self in there in terms of when she's with her. So I just don't love this. I do not love this. And I see people do this all the time. I have been Heather in so many friendships where I just accept a lot, and I love to feel wanted and needed because it makes me feel secure. And I think that's what it feels like for Heather. Feeling wanted and needed like that makes her feel secure, like the relationship is secure. And that's not real friendship. A real friendship is feeling like you're equals, coming together, and you can rely on each other, but you also don't have to have and demand of each other in order to get by. And you don't demand of the other that they only see your side, only take your perspective, anything else is disloyal. That's not acceptable or sustainable. No one can get through that and feel good about themselves in the friendship or the relationship. Let me just add two more things here at the end. One, also, Heather is a Mormon, has been a Mormon, grew up Mormon. So I have a hypothesis that that what's really been bred into her is the most important thing is to be needed. The most important thing is to be a mother. The most important thing as a woman is to be a mother. There's nothing else that's as important. So I think there's maybe some of that wrapped up in how Heather approaches her friendships. But also I think that Heather very likely has a parent that's like Jen. So she kind of knows how to go into this mode to like deal with her. But that doesn't mean that Heather's really getting her needs met in that relationship. I would love to see someone who is an equal for Heather, who can come in and give her everything that she gives to other people and help her truly recognize what it feels like to depend on someone and rely on someone. Whitney in the cast is sort of that, but she's smart and she's fun and she's sweet, but there's also kind of something not there and is gone. And so I don't think she's entirely an equal for Heather. So those are my thoughts. So I think I've fired that off and I feel better having offloaded it. Let me know what you think about it and any other things you'd like me to comment on in the TV world. Anyway, thank you for watching, especially if you've gotten this far, and I will see you next time. Bye.